The cassava plant with botanical name Manihot esculenta is vital to the economy of Nigeria, as the country is the world's largest producer of the commodity. The crop is produced in 24 of the country's 36 states. In 1999, Nigeria produced 33 million tons, while a decade later it produced approximately 45 million tons, which is almost 19% of the production in the world. The average yield per hectare is 10.6 tons. In Nigeria, cassava production is well developed as an organized agricultural crop. It has well-established multiplication and processing techniques for food products and cattle feed. There are more than 40 cassava varieties in use. Cassava is processed in many processing centers and fabricating enterprises set up in the country. Now to the history of cassava plants. Originally, it was a crop of South America. It was introduced into Nigeria's southern part during the period of slave trade, proliferated by Portuguese explorers and colonizers in the 16th century. However, its importance to the country got a boost in the late 19th century, when more slaves returned to their homeland and introduced processing techniques. Over the years, it has become a major economic sustaining crop, and it has attained the status of the largest producer in the world, with recorded production of 34 million tons, and is a cash crop of great importance to the people of Nigeria. In Nigeria, cassava production is well developed as an organized agricultural crop. It has well-established multiplication and processing techniques for food products and cattle feed. There are more than 40 cassava varieties in use. Though the crop is produced in 24 of the country's 36 states, cassava production dominates the southern part of the country, both in terms of area covered and numbers of farmers growing the crop. Planting occurs during 4 planting seasons in various geo-ecological zones. The major states of Nigeria which produces cassava are Anambra, Delta States and Edo States, Benue, Cross River States, Imo, Oyo and River States, and to a lesser extent Kwara and Ondo States. In 1999, Nigeria produced 33 million tons, while a decade later it produced approximately 45 million tons, which is almost 19% of the production in the world. As of 2000, the average yield per hectare was 10.6 tons. Cassava is grown throughout the year, making it preferable to the seasonal crops of yam, beans, and peas. It displays an exceptional ability to adapt to climate change with tolerance to low soil fertility, resistance to drought conditions, pests and diseases, and suitability to store its roots for a long period on the ground even after they mature. Use of fertilizer is limited, and it is also grown in fallow lands. Harvesting of the roots after planting varies from 6 months to 3 years. The land holding for farming in Nigeria is between 0.5 to 2.5 hectares. That's about 1.2 to 6.2 acres, with about 90% of producers being small-scale farms. In order to increase production, several varieties of cassava have been developed which are pest resistant. Production in the country which is hampered with problems with grain mite, the cassava mealybug, and the variegated grasshopper. Diseases affecting cassava crops are mosaic disease, bacterial blight, and anthracnose, and root rot. Now to government intervention. Eager to promote self-sufficiency, the government wants to promote the use of cassava while curtailing rice and wheat exports. According to a Nigerian presidential initiative of July 2002, the cropped area of cultivation of cassava was proposed to be increased to 5 million acres by the end of 2010, with a projected annual yield of 150 million tons, resulting in an annual export earnings of about $5 billion US. An adopted innovation is the introduction of vitamin A-rich cassava. The federal government of Nigeria launched a project to introduce pro-vitamin A cassava varieties to 1.8 million farmers in the country. Uses of cassava. Cassava, which is rich in starch in form of carbohydrate, has multiple uses. It is consumed in many processed forms in the industry and also as a livestock feed. Roots and leaves are made into flours. Flour are of three types: yellow gari, white gari, and intermediate color, with yellow gari considered the best product in Nigeria. Its other products are as dry extraction of starch, glue and adhesive, modified starch in pharmaceutical as desrin, as processing inputs, as industrial starch for drilling and processed food items such as bread, cakes, fufu, gari, amongst others. The federal government must work to ensure that sufficient cassava raw materials were available for intended processors and facilitate low interest rates for processors, and also implement other financial incentives such as tax holidays and capital allowance. And it is hoped that the cassava industry will be an enviable one that Nigerians will be proud of.